Hi Yosemite Facelift crew, thank you all for coming out to volunteer. My name is Amity Warme, and I'm stoked to be a small part of the event this year. This evening, I'll share a little bit about my background and a few stories from my time here in Yosemite this spring. I grew up doing competitive gymnastics until a career-ending injury forced me to switch tracks. So even though I'm from Colorado, I didn't start rock climbing until I moved away to Texas for college. There, I worked for the Outdoor Adventure program and met Connor, who is now my husband. He took me climbing outside for the first time, and we like to say it was love at first sight, with the climbing. But eventually I realized I was super into Connor as well. A few years after college, we built out our van and committed more fully to the adventure life. Eventually, I decided to go back to school, and I'm now pursuing a master's degree in sports nutrition. I'm psyched to end up working with climbers and work on bringing a more positive approach to food, fueling, and body weight to the climbing community. Alright, enough of me sitting here, let's get to the action. This spring, I had the opportunity to spend almost 2 months in Yosemite. I had only been once before, for a couple of weeks, so it was a treat to really get to experience such an incredible place. Oddly, I hadn't even planned to be in Yosemite this spring, so I really had no objectives or expectations coming into the trip. Connor had a full-time work commitment in Colorado, so I ended up climbing with several different partners, which was neat because I don't think I would have had the confidence to go for the big missions like Freerider, Nose in a Day, or Golden Gate if my partner hadn't been stoked on those. Spending an extended period of time in the valley allowed me to really dial in my systems and routine. In the 2 months I was there, I climbed over 350 pitches, including 3 trips up El Cap, and all 3 513s on Fifi Buttress. I would climb for several days in a row, then go get cell service in the visitor center parking lot and crank out a bunch of schoolwork on rest days. I was living the dream. When I first got to Yosemite, I linked up with Will Sharp. This guy's the real deal. Not only does he crush hard, he's also got his big wall systems dialed. As we were making our way up Freerider, he patiently taught me crucial skills like how to set up a portaledge, haul 200 pounds of gear.
Calling on the 2-to-1 like a boss. She's moving like 200 pounds of shit like it's nothing, dude.
Yeah!
And camp on the side of a wall. Will had been on Freerider last fall, so I knew he had a great shot of sending it this spring. I wasn't sure if it was possible for me, but I went up there stoked to support him and give it my best shot. This is a photo of me following the Hollow Flake pitch. Fun fact, I actually really enjoy climbing chimneys. And here's a photo of Will right before he sent the crux pitch, the boulder problem. When my turn came to try the boulder problem, I was pretty intimidated. I was still trying to get my Yosemite legs under me, and I was feeling worked over from groveling up the monster off width the day before with my extremely poor technique. I tried it several times, attempting to figure out the beta that worked best for me. Every time, I was close, but just couldn't quite put it together. I was ready to call it quits and go into full support mode for Will. But then, Sam and Adrian, the 2 stoked young crushers up there at the same time as us, took a turn and figured out some clutch new beta. So, I agreed to a last-ditch hero session that evening. With these 3 cheering me on, I finally managed to stick the crux. As you can see in the video, my stoke and relief were palpable. We were moving on, and both still sending.
Go get it, dude. Come on.
Right there. Perfect. Trust it. It's super good. Got it. Right there. Nice.
Come on, Amity. Hang in there. Keep breathing.
I gotcha.
Keep breathing.
Watch me. I'm with you. I got you really good.
Focus.
Yeah, you got it. Right there.
Come on.
Nice. I gotcha. Nice. Watch me.
Take a deep breath, dude. Come on.
You got it.
Time is now.
You got it. Go get it. Try hard. Everything you got. Come on. Come on.
Come on.
Come on. Come on.
Come on, Amity.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yes.
You got it. Come on.
Come on.
Yeah, awesome. Come on.
Hang in there.
Come on.
Keep breathing.
Yeah, nice.
You got good holds coming.
You got it. Hang in there. You got good holds.
Thanks, dude. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you got it.
Fucking crushed it, dude.
I'm so happy. Okay, I just gotta finish it.
Take it slow. They're good holds.
We still had a ways to go, but by the end of the next day, we were celebrating on the summit, both having sent Freerider. My takeaway lesson from this adventure? Approach each mission with an open mind and be willing to learn from others. Will greatly expanded my repertoire of climbing knowledge, and I'm grateful for our partnership. Alright, next I'm going to share a few photos from up on Golden Gate and talk a little more in depth about the highs and lows of that experience. I climbed Golden Gate with Tyler Carow, who also had an epic season in the valley this year. Tyler and I had only just met when he asked if I was interested in trying to free Golden Gate ground up with him. What? Yeah, sure. 2 days later, we were packed and hauling our gear to Heart Ledges. Here you can see the entire contents of our haul bags before we loaded them up. Golden Gate has 4 crux pitches. Well, 5 if you count the monster off with, but I had leveled up since I first climbed the monster on Freerider. This time around, I wore an approach shoe and a knee pad, and I cruised my way up this beast. I was almost having fun in there. Anyway, the first real crux is the down climb. We tried this pitch a couple times on the evening of day 2, but neither Tyler nor I figured it out. I went to bed discouraged, but hopeful that a night of sleep and cool morning temps would help. The next morning, we both tried again. I fell a couple of times, and the doubt quickly crept in. I was pretty convinced my shot at sending Golden Gate was going to be thwarted by the first crux. But I rested for a bit, gathered my confidence, and went for it again. And, by some force of magic that I still don't quite comprehend, I stayed on. Better yet, Tyler sent it right after. We were cleared for launch. Onward and upward. We blasted through the next several pitches to the base of the second crux. There's no natural ledge here, so it is a fully hanging bivvy. Now, my stoked face might not show it in the photo, but it's fairly uncomfortable, so we hope to send this pitch quickly. After setting up camp and waiting for evening shade, I went up for my first attempt on the move. I fell, but then took some time figuring out the right beta for my body. Tyler had a beta burn as well. Then I donned my headlamp because it was fully dark by this time, but I thought I had a decent shot at sending the pitch. I dispatched the intro moves, paused at the good rest, then fired through the crux. Pumped out of my mind, I barely made it through the last hard sequence. But now I had checked off 2 of 4 crux pitches by the evening of day 3. Tyler sent it the next morning, and we kept cruising up the wall. Several more pitches took us to the Tower to the People ledge, an amazing bivvy over 2,000 feet off the ground. As you can see, Tyler was immediately at home. From here, we had 2 more cruxes, then several hundred feet of easier climbing to the summit. I was stoked for this pitch, the Golden Desert, because it presents the most true crack climbing of any of the cruxes. That evening of our 4th day on the wall, I on-sighted the Golden Desert. This photo was taken after the fact, but the evident stoke level was the same. After navigating the initial face climbing move, Tyler cruised up after me, and we decided to try the A5 traverse right as dusk was falling. Now, I just want to take a second to point something out that may blow your mind. Before we left the ground 4 days ago, Tyler had only ever sent 2 pitches of 513 and had never even brushed a hold. Already up here, he had more than doubled his 513 count and become a top-tier brusher. Well, neither of us sent the A5 traverse the evening before, so on the morning of the 5th day, we set out to try it again. Hopes were high at this point. We only had 1 more crux pitch, and we were way ahead of our initial schedule on the wall. Tyler was looking strong that morning, and he sent the pitch quickly. I, on the other hand, had not yet figured out good beta. By the time sun hit the wall late morning, I still had not sent the pitch. We posted up at our bivvy on Tower to the People to wait for evening shade so I could give the A5 another shot. Despite Tyler's best efforts to reassure me, I was exceedingly nervous that I wouldn't be able to pull myself together and climb the pitch cleanly. I was anxious all day as we lounged, ate, hydrated, jammed out to Tyler's tunes, and observed the tiny cars and people on the valley floor. Finally, cooler evening temps arrived, and it was time for me to give a hero go. I made myself relax, then launched into the pitch, and sent it! I'm pretty sure everyone else on El Cap heard us hooting and hollering that night. We were both going to send Golden Gate, ground up. We were so psyched. My takeaway from this mission? Never underestimate the power of teamwork. Tyler brought his impressive logistical prowess and problem-solving skills to the team, while I contributed some serious try-hard and perseverance. Our cumulative stoke powered our ascent. The combination of our strengths allowed us to achieve something neither of us could have done on our own. Also, you should go check out Tyler's YouTube channel for some highly humorous and educational climbing videos, including a recap of our time on Golden Gate. Also, a huge thank you to Felipe Nordenflicht for taking these incredible photos of Tyler and I on Golden Gate. Check out his Instagram for more of his incredible work. And of course, a huge thank you to Camp, HIMALI, and Gendurobites for all your support. Thank you for encouraging and equipping me to go pursue my goals.
All right, from here in Colorado, I just want to say thank you all for listening to me tonight. If you have any questions about climbing in general, my spring in Yosemite, what I'm up to now, nutrition, or anything else, please feel free to reach out on my Instagram at Amity Warme. I'd love to hear from you. Have a great night, everyone.